The Orange and Blue of Illinois are next here on Big Ten Media Day 2013. Derek Rackley and Mike Hall here at BTN Mike Hall at DRAC48. You can shoot us questions we'll be answering throughout the next 4 hours of this broadcast. And we turn our attention to the Orange and Blue. Where do you go? This is the second year for Tim Beckman, but as they enter it on a 9-game losing streak.
You know, with some of the other teams that we talked about quarterback questions. And I think with Illinois, you don't just have quarterback questions, you have entire team questions. So Tim Beckman is hoping that Bill Cubitt, his new offensive coordinator, will find different ways to be more consistent and to score more points for Illinois. Because if you watch the Illini last year, there was problems in all three phases, frankly. So we're going to see how good of a coach Tim Beckman is, because he's got a lot of work to do in all three phases of his football team.
Nate Schillhouse at quarterback is a real big talent, but like you said, problems around him. That offensive line gave up 39 sacks last year. They're going to have to do better than that, because there are only 9 programs in the country who gave up more sacks to their quarterbacks than Illinois did. Again, this is a team that has lost 14 straight games in the Big Ten. The second year for Tim Beckman is underway. Here is the head coach of the Fighting Illini from Chicago.
If we could quiet down a little bit in the room, we'll have Coach Beckman make his opening statement and then go to questions.
Well, before I'd like to get started, first I want to welcome everybody to the 42nd Big Ten Luncheon. What an outstanding thing to be able to talk about as a football coach, or as a announcer or a writer, what the Big Ten means to the community, what the Big Ten means to this country. Being a son that's grown up in this profession, it's so gratifying to be a head football coach and to be able to see the progress of the Big Ten and what the Big Ten means to college football. Before I start talking about the Illini, I think that something's very important. I did it last year. I'd like to wish my mother, Pat Beckman, a happy birthday. She always likes these media sessions too, the Big Ten media, because she's able to come in this afternoon and we get to spend time as a family, and that's very, very important. So I wanted to make sure that everybody understands that my mother, my rock, it's her birthday, and I wanted to wish her a happy birthday. Let's talk about the Fighting Illini. I guess the word that I'd like to use is anxious. I'm very anxious to see the progress that this football team has made since the 1st of December. After the Northwestern football game, we came together as a football team. We talked about strides that we needed to make as a family, that we needed to make as a football team, that we needed to make on and off the football field. I can say this, those players since December on up till last week, when we had a football function at my house, with supper, and if you've read any of the tweet, you probably saw some of the things that we did. But I've seen progress, and I'm excited about that progress. I'm excited as a head football coach to see a healthy Nathan Schillhouse, to see a healthy Jonathan Brown, to see Corey Lewis be involved in a 6th year, which not many people have that opportunity to do, where a game was taken from him, and now he has that opportunity to play his 6th year of college football, and how important that is for him. To see a Timmy Kennard, a young man that started for us last football season and stepped in and took over the leadership role starting in December. We lost 400 snaps last year to injury on offense, and we lost 800 plus to injury on defense. You see a healthy football team, you see a team that's very anxious and excited to progress. One of the things that we talked about also as a group is we're taking one challenge at a time in a very, very positive way. We're not going to let negativity infiltrate our program. We're going to be positive with a great passion towards what we want to get accomplished. And I've seen that through this football team. The credit's got to go to the senior class and to the football players that we currently have on the program. And then to end it, to have 33 new faces that will be involved in our first 2-a-day workout as a Fighting Illini. Those young men, 10 of them, that came in during the January month, which is one of the tops in college football. 10 new faces, along with the 23 that we had in this summer. 33 new faces, first faces for the orange and blue. We're excited about seeing them progress as football players and human beings, and we're very, very excited about the way and the anxiousness of the way that, that this program is heading in the direction that it's heading. So we're excited. The final thing that I'd like to stress to the media to understand this is this class, the three that I brought with me, the Corey Lewis, Nathan Shieldhouse, and Timmy Kennard, this class, this football team has set new standards academically that no other Illini athlete, football athlete, has ever become. We had 51 out of our 91 players that went through winter workouts, 51 of them had over a 3.0. That's progress. That's the jump and the direction that the plan that we have in place is heading. Now we just need to make sure that it correlates on the football field. We're excited about Southern Illinois, and we know right now that's the only thing that we're thinking about as a football team is Southern Illinois University. We're excited, and we look forward to two-a-days starting on August 4th, and we're excited about going down to Rantoul on August 11th and being a part of that fine, fine tradition that we have here of traveling and going through two-a-days. So I'll open it up for questions. We're excited about being Illini. We're excited about being Fighting Illini.
We have our first question down front here. And then we'll go to the back as well.
I know last year Riley O'Toole saw a lot of playing time when Nathan Shieldhouse was injured and when he was struggling at times. I guess what is the quarterback situation going to camp, and where does Aaron Bailey fit in this year?
Well, you know, right now Nathan Shieldhouse is our starting quarterback, and the greatest thing about college football is you get to compete to play in 12, 13, or 14 football games. And that's the greatest thing that we have going for us. But Nathan Shieldhouse is our starting quarterback right now. He had an outstanding spring in Bill Cubitt's new offense. Riley O'Toole had a good spring for us also. But he's got to take away some of those turnovers, way too many turnovers in the spring football game. He understands that. He's got to be a more sure quarterback in his decision-making so that those types of things don't happen. Aaron Bailey, hey, I mean, we haven't been able to work with Aaron Bailey, but Aaron Bailey was brought here to compete, and I think he chose the University of Illinois because he knows he's going to be able to compete, so he'll get the exact same opportunity as all of our quarterbacks.
Next question is Paul. We'll go back here on the aisle, stage right.
Tim, the new targeting rule is coming into play this fall. How much is that going to change the game and how your defense will approach the game, and how much should the game be changed to prevent injuries in football?
Go ahead. Started out with injury. Is that what the question was? I'm sorry. Okay. Sure. Well, targeting in college football, you know, all rules are made for the welfare of our student athletes, and that is one of the things that you know, that we feel with the concussion issues. We feel as coaches that needs to be addressed. It's constantly talked about throughout spring football, throughout winter workouts. Will be constantly talked about to our defensive football team. You know, we had the issue last year where we actually had a young man that was taken out of our Penn State football game for that. So we learned from it. We're still going to be as aggressive as we possibly can with our schemes and doing the things that are necessary to be successful on defense, but the awareness of the fact that targeting is going to be looked at and called more aggressively is something that, you know, again, we have to inform our players and educate our players so that they are not targeting.
3 questions, Q. We'll go over here on the right, and then we're going to go middle, and then on stage left.
Coach, could you please talk about the impact of Bill Cubitt, both on your team and then just personally to you, please?
Huge. There's no question about it. I've coached against Bill. I've competed against Bill as a coordinator and as a head football coach. You know, Bill Cubitt, I don't know if words can actually describe what I think he's meant to this staff since he's joined us in January. He's got a great background of being a leader, He's got a great background of calling plays, probably called 1 million plays plus in his career. So bringing that to this program has been outstanding, as all of our coaches has definitely added to the dimensions of making our football program better.
Coach, where did you come up with the WIN acronym slogan? Because it's the same one that Northwestern's been using for a few years.
We've always, I don't know when Northwestern did. We used that back at Bowling Green defensively. We always did it. It's, for us, it means whatever's needed. We added today to it, so it was win today. We're only worried about one thing at a time. That's day by day. We're going to do whatever's necessary for us to be successful that day. And if that means being a student and sitting in the first 2 rows of your class, that's what that means. We're going to make ourselves better as a student, as an athlete, football player, and as a citizen. So that's what the term means for us. To be honest with you, I don't look in to see what other people do. We just trying to work our things with our football program.
Next question is over here, stage left in the middle.
Morning, Tim. How would you characterize the talent and depth that you inherited when you took the job, and where's the program at now in those regards? When we came in, I would say the inherited depth was an issue. I brought that up last year. We've been able to add, 33 new faces, as I mentioned. Does that bring depth? There's no question. We went out and got some junior college football players that brought age to our program. Age, not in the fact that they've played Big Ten football, but they have played some brand of college, even though it's junior college football. It was very important for us to bring age to the program. That's why we signed 5. We will have to continually do that, in my opinion, for the next 2 to possibly 3 years, to make sure that we have a balance in our program from senior down to freshman class. So again, we will be young, but we will be, and what I've seen since December, a very eager football team, and a very eager football team to be better as a family.
Time for a couple more. One down front here.
I know at times last year when Nathan Shieldhouse struggled, O'Toole came in pretty quickly. How big of a leash do you feel Shieldhouse is going to have this year, and how much room is he going to kind of have to get through those struggles, and what's your faith in him going into the second season as head coach?
Well, first start with Nathan. First football game, Nathan got dinged a little bit, and he fought through it, and he played, and Riley was able to come in. Riley had, I believe it was 80-plus plays the year before, so he didn't have a lot of background of being a college quarterback. This last year, he had 270-plus plays. So again, experience, you can't ever take away from experience. That's why we play freshmen, because we want them to be able to experience the game of college football. Nothing takes away from the game and learning the game. So, I think Riley has progressed so that, again, through experience, through plays last year, he'll be able to step in and perform better. But again, as I mentioned before, Nathan Shieldhouse is our starting quarterback right now, and I'm very proud to have him involved in our football team. And as I've stated many, many times, there has been in college football my whole life, and there's not many Nathan Shieldhouses out there. He's an exceptional human being.
I believe we have a question in the back.
Coach, one thing that Illinois has really done well the last couple of years is win NFL draft night. I believe they have the most number of draft picks of any Big Ten team first round in the last 5 years. What's been the key to preparing Illini for the next level?
Well, being here for a year, we had the opportunity to have 4 young men drafted. the experiences of being an Illini. I think the fact that we've got so many NFL players that can be involved with our program, the experiences that they can share to a younger, current Illini, I think have been crucial in the things that I've seen over the last year. We've hired, and I'm very strong in hiring former Illini. And being able to have Mike Bellamy involved in your program and Matt Sinclair and Greg Colby, those guys played here. They know what it takes to be professionals on and off the football field with the great degree that they get from Illinois and then having opportunities to play in the NFL. I think that all those things are factors in proving that you can get a quality education plus have the opportunity to play on Sunday, which is a dream for any Division I football player.
That's all the question we have, or all the time we have for Coach Beckman. Thanks very much. Appreciate you being up here.
Thanks, Go Illini, and happy birthday, Mom.
Multiple shout-outs for Mrs. Beckman in the 15 minutes. Here's a look at the Illini season coming up. Of course, he mentioned Nate Scheelhaase, their 6th all-time on the Illinois career passing list. He will be back. Jonathan Brown, a very impressive player on the defensive side as well.